going to use a phrase that I first heard from Dr. L.D. Pankey. Meet the patient where they are. Meet the patient where they are. What's the good news of this conversation? The good news of this conversation is they're there.
Right.
They're there. They're physically in your office, voting with their feet to be a patient. Now, unfortunately, they aren't motivated yet. Notice I just said the word yet.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just not motivated yet.
And maybe because they don't trust you yet, so yeah.
And it could be something completely out. Maybe they have
Other
4
things
kids
going
in
on their
college
life.
right now.
Exactly.
Maybe they just had to put a new roof on their house that was unexpected and the budget just got blown. Right? So a good way to do that is to say, George, I completely understand. Here's what I would like to do. Clearly, both you and I can see there's issues here. We can both see that. Here's what I'd like to do. I would like to get you on a regular schedule of hygiene appointments. Now, while your teeth need some issues, the great news is your gums are nice and healthy. That means we'd like to see about every 6 months. Now, if we can see every 6 months in hygiene, we accomplish 2 things. We keep you as healthy as possible and we reduce your future expenses.
Right.
And I'll see you in those appointments and I'll keep an eye on things and I'll let you know what's going on and see if any of this gets to the point where we need to do something about it before it becomes a bigger problem. But that's a good way to proceed from here. George, does that sound reasonable to you? So all I'm asked to do is make a commitment to coming in every 6 months for their hygiene appointments. Let the patient know the consequences of what is likely to happen if they don't do anything. Let them know what might happen if they don't do anything. That's part of informing the patient. And what we've learned is that, some people in the world respond to moving towards something that they want. Other people respond better to avoiding something they fear.
Right.
And the analogy I love to use is Usain Bolt, the Olympian sprinter from Jamaica.
Yeah.
If Usain Bolt, put him in 2 situations. One situation is Usain Bolt is in a competition with other world-class sprinters and the winner of the race gets a medal. That's one situation. Move towards something that you want. You want the medal. The other situation is Usain Bolt is being chased by 6 Rottweiler dogs with rabies. Which situation is Usain Bolt going to run faster in?
Definitely when he's chased by the rabies. I mean, if you look at our world today, right? Insurance, the pharma, right? Everything is the second, right?
Many years ago, I was invited to co-present with Dr. Omer Reed on the subject of case presentation. And we gave, thanks to Dr. Reed, I was part of the faculty that presented that. It was a 3-day course, Naren. This goes back to the mid-1980s. It was a 3-day course. It started at 7 in the morning, finished at 7 p.m., Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Scottsdale, Arizona. So run the math on that. That was 36 hours of coursuwork.
Right.
36 hours. And by the way, I felt like we barely nicked the surface. Of course, Dr. Reed was such just an absolute gifted authority on that topic that there was so much more to learn. But that's sort of where I really took a great interest in learning more about case acceptance. Because you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if the patient doesn't say yes, that's not going to work. And can we agree, Naren, if the tooth hurts, case presentation should be pretty easy?
Yeah.
If it hurts,
Exactly.
Naren, if you were the patient and I was the dentist, and let's say, your cheek is swollen out to here and tears are rolling down your eyes, I don't hope that happens, but if that was the case, the dentist can say, Naren, would you like that to stop hurting? And what's the patient going to say? Yes, please. That's why I'm here.
Yes.
Well, this is what we would do to take care of that. And if your case acceptance isn't 100% in that case, then you might want to think about another profession, right? But now here's the reality of it. Most dentistry, by far the majority of dentistry, is either done on asymptomatic teeth, or it's something that the patient might want but not necessarily need. It's frustrating when you feel like, Doc, I only want to have this done if his insurance is going to cover it. Many things you can do to enhance case acceptance, but I'm going to share with you, bar none, best way to patients become more interested in their mouth. And that is to use digital photos. All heard that saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Think how most people see their teeth in a foamy reflection in the mirror when they're brushing their teeth. They certainly don't see their teeth in detail like we see them. And this is that was taught me by Dr. Frank Spear. I want to give him credit. 6 photos. First one, and it's a digital photo, not an intraoral photo, and they're taken by your new patient coordinator or your assistant. The first photo is a head and shoulders shot with a natural smile. The second one is a close-up retracted view. The third one, third and fourth, we borrowed from our friends the orthodontist. Upper occlusal view, lower occlusal view, taken with the hourglass-shaped mouth mirror, taking a picture reflection of the teeth in the mirror. And then the fifth and sixth photos are a left buccal corridor and a right buccal corridor. We then upload those photos to a tablet. I recommend the iPad Pro because of the large size. It's 12.9 inches diagonal. It's a very big tablet. But we want the screen real estate to be as large as it can. And then we do something very theatric. We hand the patient the tablet, and we say, if it was you, Naren, Carly or Marty would say, Naren, you probably remember when I took these photos earlier in the appointment today. I'd like you to take a look at them. But before you do that, it works just like your smartphone. Take your finger and flick it if you want to see the next photo and zoom in. You can pinch out and zoom into infinity. Now, doctor and I need to take a look at your x-rays. While we're doing that, you take a look at these photos and do me a favor and make a mental note of any questions you have. When we come back in the room, we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. And that's the photos. Now, be sure to upload those to your server. We're only using the tablet for viewing, but be sure to upload those to your server, and they'll point out all kinds of things. And then you can talk to them about what's going on. You can let the dentistry does provide some solutions. Now, they might ask, is that going to be covered by my insurance? Let's use that. Doc, I didn't realize my lower teeth were so Paul or Tim might say, does that concern you, Naren? Well, now it does, now that I've seen it. And we might suggest adult orthodontics. Is that covered by my insurance, Doc? And Paul or Tim could say, well, unfortunately, orthodontic coverage is once in a lifetime. Since you had braces when you were a teenager, there's no more benefits. Well, the patient doesn't like that answer, but they're still interested in it. They're still interested. So that's where I would start. That's some low fruit on the tree that you can use. And it's probably the most powerful way to create interest in their mouth because of the visual connection. I'll share a fun story, and I'll leave the doctor's name out of it because it happened many years ago, and I don't want to, I haven't asked permission, so I'll leave the doctor's name out. But this was a young client of mine, young at the time. Very talented dentist, very, very, very talented dentist, and highly skilled. And I was visiting his practice, physically in his practice. And he said, Gary, I've really been working on case presentation. You've helped me with this. You've steered me to some resources, and I've been working on this. And I've got a new patient this afternoon coming in at 2:00. Would you do me a favor and kind of hang out in the hallway? He had the kind of office design where the walls didn't go all the way up to the ceiling. Right. They went up about 7 feet and then they were kind of open. And so I could hang out in the hallway and I could hear everything that he was saying to the patient. He said, would you do me a favor? And would you just hang out in the hallway and listen to me? Because I've really been working on this. And listen to me present dentistry to this patient. And then tonight, when we go out to dinner, maybe you could give me some feedback and give me a review of how I did. So patient comes in, I do just as we discussed. I'm in the hallway, kind of blending in, making myself part of the wallpaper. Patient couldn't see me, doctor couldn't see me. And he started to talk to her about dentistry. And I hit my watch, which has a timer on it. Just want to see how long he was talking. And I hit my watch. And within about the first 30 seconds, he was talking to her about canine guidance. And he went, and I am not kidding, Aaron, he went for 16 minutes on canine guidance without taking a breath. I don't know how he was standing. He went for 16 minutes, nonstop, without taking a breath, all about canine guidance. And when he finally stopped talking, she said, "Doctor, I have a missing tooth up here. Can you put one of those thingies in there?" Now, Naren, you've never heard me tell that story, have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot. By the way, this was a 42-year-old patient, female patient, with a master's degree. So but she wanted to know if he could put one of those thingies. She had a missing tooth up here. What was the thingy that she was referring to?
Implant?
A dental implant.
Right.
A dental implant. So he was on canine guidance. She's on thingy. Can we agree that there was no communication going on?
Absolutely not.
He walked out of the room and literally, I'm not kidding, there were beads of sweat pouring down his forehead. And he mumbled to me as he walked by, he goes, "Oh, Gary, we're going to talk about this tonight, aren't we?" And he kept walking past me. And that night over dinner, now, I was gentle, but I forbid him from ever using the term canine guidance ever again in a conversation with a patient. Dentists don't know what canine guidance is.